Well, do we all remember the Radiola 17? Yeah, I started repairing this a few months ago. And then I kind of got sidetracked and put it off because I really didn't want to deal with the rust. But I'm thinking it's about time to get started on this again. So I think I'm going to start with this tuner chassis first because the power supply is going to be more of a pain in the ass to get back together. I want to take the tuner off and get the rust out of it. You can see it's very nasty in there. And then once I have this tuner off, I will also sand the rust off here, and then we'll just paint it, I guess. I'm going to need to go and buy some paint, but anyway. It is very, very rusted everywhere. So, but it looks like this tuner should come off easily with just a few wires that are soldered on here, and then there's a few bolts, one here, two in the front. Should be easy. I don't know how I'm going to get the rust out from inside of the tuner. That's going to be hard, but yeah, I just got to get started on it. Let's flip it up here. I remember I replaced a few resistors in here. There they are, and that's about it. There's even rust in here. That's going to be a pain in the ass. Oh yeah, the volume control needed replacement. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But it was working when I last was done with it, so yeah. I'm gonna take the tuner off. Okay, my soldering tool is heated up. Let's see about getting this these wires off. You know, the solder corrodes and can be really hard to get this junk off of here. I might end up just cutting the wires. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's it. They didn't even loop it around. They just laid it on top and soldered it down, huh? That's easy. Yep. Ooh, squeaky. Right. You know, most restorations I enjoy, but not this one. This is just in too poor of a condition to actually, you know, enjoy fixing it. This is junk. I almost feel like I should just pull the tubes out and try and sell it for like 25 bucks as a decoration, but you know what? I'm not going to. I might as well see if I can get it to work. So, but I'm definitely not gonna, you know, really put in the effort. I'm not gonna get the rust stripper out and put all that crap on and then rinse it off and then put it all on again and rinse it off. That's just not going to happen. So I'm just going to use some sandpaper and do the best I can to get the rust off and then hit it with some paint. So, yeah, I'll try my best, but I'm also not going to spend like weeks and weeks fixing this because it's just junk. It's just so rusted. It's junk. So, anyway, looks like there are nuts on the other side of this thing. Right here. Yeah, that's the first screw right there. And then the second, oh, the other nuts are up at the top here. There's more up in the top. So I will get those out. You know, I was thinking that underneath the tuner, the rust would be minimal because, of course, it's protected underneath the tuner. Doesn't look like that happened, now does it? Yeah, this thing is garbage, you know. But whatever. I'm just gonna get the sandpaper out, get out the wire brush, and go to town on this thing. And then I'll go out this weekend and buy some black spray paint and just paint the hell out of this thing. It should look okay when I'm done. So yeah, I'm gonna get out the wire brush now. And the sandpaper. And go to town on this thing for like an hour. So, see you in a bit. Here it is. I did the chassis. I even took this off to sand underneath it. You know, it's good enough. So, I'm going to mask off the tube sockets, and then I'm going to blast it with some of this. Good thing my dad never throws any paint out, because we have this vintage paint, which probably still works just fine. So, should be enough to do the chassis. The tuner, I'm thinking about taking it apart, but I also really don't want to take it apart, so we'll see what I do with this. But for now, I'm definitely going to paint this. Okay, so here it is. I put this... the only tape I could really find was this aluminum duct tape. So here it is. I masked it all off. Oh, yeah. I even did the tips of the wires where I'm going to solder them. Anyway, so I just hope this old-ass black paint actually works. Wish me luck with this old-ass 20-year-old paint. Okay. Fuck. It's all clogged up. Oh, there we go. Oh, success! Or not. Shit. I'm gonna need to unclog that. Okay, so it's a few days later. And I finished getting the rust as much as I can off the chassis. I took the audio output transformer off, because I'm going to paint it separately, and of course, it'll just turn out better like that. And I put the screws back in here so that the screw heads would get painted, you know, just add a touch of class to the paint. And yeah, basically just did more work sanding it. I tried to get it all off the bottom here. It's really hard to get in these little corners here, so it's not perfect, but it's good enough. I'm gonna leave this volume control in here because this thing is completely dead, and I don't care if it gets paint on it. At least it'll stop paint from getting inside and underneath. Yeah, so it's ready to go. Okay, well, I just stopped there to take some pictures because I want to make sure I can put this back together and not have to spend like hours figuring it out. So, this is a great design. It's a wire rope with these little connectors on the end. That is great, you know? It's really, really well built. It's just primitive, so it's not going to have like, not like a super het or anything. Okay. That comes out. And it's caught on something now. There we go. So, it's pretty long. It's about a foot at least. Nah, more like, yeah, it's at least a foot long, that. Now we just have the tuner. So, how does this main shaft come off? Well, it looks like there's a pin here which has to come out so that this shaft can... I don't know. The more I look at this, the more confusing it becomes. Actually, I got it. I think this pin comes out, and then you slide the shaft down enough, because look, there's some space on the end here. You slide this down to the end here, and then it will pull out. I don't know, something like that. And then the other plates are just held in with screws, which will come out. And I'll have to desolder the grounding wire. Yep, so this small pin here, you just hammer it a little bit and it goes right out. It's pretty tight. Yeah, I'm gonna need to keep hammering it, but there, it just comes right out. Okay, I got the pin out. Now this little thing slips up and it allows you to pull this back and forth. Now what's going to happen is I have to take another pin out right here so that I can get this wheel off. And then I'll be able to pull this enough so that it slips out of this end and then pull it back the other way and get it out. Something like that. I don't know, but I'll figure it out eventually. It's getting there. I never want to do this again. So I had to take these bolts off because there's no other way to get it out. And now I still don't know if I can get it out. I don't really know how the hell to get this thing apart. But obviously they put it together somehow. So, oh yeah, that's right. Here's what we want. This comes out of the end. And now this thing should come out. Okay. I'm gonna push it all the way to this end, which allows this end to slip out. And then the plates come out. Yes. And I did bend the plates a little. I bent one of them. I think it was this one. Yeah, I bent it because hard to get one of these apart without doing that. But there we go. I got it, and I didn't really ruin it yet, which is a miracle for me. So now we're left with, all we got to do is get these plates out, which are just held in with screws. That's the easy part. And then we will just sand it and paint it. And, yeah. Alright. I have sanded it all up and masked off the shaft and the grounding tab for the frame of the tuner. And now I'm going to paint it red. I'm going to paint all the transformers and the tuner. All the major components on the top of the chassis are going to be red because that will just look so much better than one color. You're probably saying, but it's not original. Well, shut up. It's my radio. Let me have some fun with it, people. Yeah, I've sanded it all up real good. I know it looks like there's still rust in there, but that's just the original brown paint they used. And there's still a bit of rust there, which I couldn't quite get off, but it'll be fine. At least I got the really bad parts off. And I didn't mask over these black phenolic strips here because, well, I don't know. Who cares? Why bother? It'll probably look better with paint on them. And plus, it'll prevent the rivets from rusting. Because on the tube sockets of the radio, all the rivets were rusted, which is why I painted them, because it would have looked really ugly with rusted rivets on a nice painted chassis. These paint can lids, these are always so hard to get off. Sheesh! What am I doing wrong today, huh? Aha! Stupid thing. Anyway. Oh yeah, that is gonna look good. This is gonna look good. Oh yeah. I'll do the rest off camera. Okay, so it's like 2 days later, and the chassis, the tuner, and the audio transformer have been successfully painted. It came out really good. I mean, you can still see a bit of rust spots, but really, it's 100% better than what it was before. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's really good now compared to what it was. You can see the tube sockets are painted and not painted. So I'm going to reassemble it all, and then we'll hope it still works. I'm going to start with the tuner because that's the most complicated part. You got to put all the bolts and screws and the plates and the moving plates and the nuts and everything. That's going to be the hardest part. And whatever. Yeah. Okay, I put it all back together. Here it is. It's looking real good. And I'm getting ready to test it out. I put in a volume control here, and I put in the resistors that were open. Last part we found resistors that were open, so they're here. And I got this meter to measure the B+. I got some capacitors in there. I got a speaker since the last video. It's not original, though. The actual speaker has been, there's a more modern speaker in there, but it is a high impedance speaker, so this should be fine. And, yeah, I actually managed to get this to work, which is amazing. I've tried restringing these before, and it usually ends with me getting pissed off and storming out of the room, but it was actually pretty easy on this one because it's so simple, and it's wires, so it can't break. This is a great design for a tuner. I've got it on the light bulb and variac, so here we go. Now, the switch could be open. I forgot about that. This could be bad. I don't know, though. Oh yeah, we're getting something. And yeah, I have the meter hooked up the wrong way, so that's great. But we are getting something. Even though it's not very much. Keep going. Bring it up to 80. I have no idea whether it'll work. So, light's coming out of the 27, but nothing out of the other tubes. Oh no, just a little bit. It's hard to see, but they're lighting up, yeah? Might actually work. Who knows? Keep bringing it up. 100. Ooh, I'm hearing some hum out of the speaker. Ooh. Guess what I hear? Radio, coming out of the radio. Okay, there's the volume control. So we need max volume. There. The speaker sounds like absolute ass.
Superstore, your independent grocer. No frills and more. Terms and conditions apply. Learn more at pcexpress.ca/pass. Healthy looking skin is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Save over 55%.
No delays for you at this time. The Queensboro starting a little bit busy for northbound traffic. Got you backed up to about House right now. Let's go on over to the Patello Bridge. Yeah, things are looking pretty great over at the Patello. Let's move on over.
Yeah, it works.
Don't be afraid to leave us a voicemail as well, or you can get at us on Twitter anytime at AM730 Traffic. With your weather update for AM730,
Nice.
After some nice breaks in the clouds through the morning hours here in the lower mainland, especially the Fraser Valley. We have thicker cloud moving in as we go through the afternoon. Some showers moving in as well, especially mid to late afternoon and into early this evening.
It's the speaker. I already know. This thing was working so good before I took it apart. It's the speaker. This speaker is trash. I'm going to need to make some kind of solution because this speaker is terrible. It rattles so hard.
After a little bit through, one more element, especially tomorrow morning, with some passing showers.
Hear that crisp, clear audio. Anyway, there we go. It works.